Okay, so today we're doing creating systems of equations and inequalities. Now, yesterday we did the create. Put your phone up, please. Yesterday we did creating the equation, and some of y'all then went to the wrong. Some of you went to the wrong lesson. You went to the creation system. So today should be just like yesterday's, except instead of doing one equation, you gotta come up with two. And while I'm thinking about it, there's I said it again yesterday, and I'm gonna say it again today, very good video of you doing absolutely jack squat nothing on your homework, and thus your averages are going down the tube, even worse than what they were before. So I'm recording it for posterity. I have told you that your grades are going down. I've told you how to bring your grades up. So when it comes time for me to justify failing you in the course, it has been recorded that you've been told numerous times. Does anybody have any questions on how they're supposed to increase their grade on study hours? You aren't supposed to redo them. Well, you don't have to redo them unless you're off. But anybody, because it's not going to come down on June 7th, and you go home crying to mom and daddy saying, oh, but I didn't know how to get there. She didn't tell us that. It wouldn't log me in, or whatever other kind of asinine excuse you want to come up with. If you have problems, do not come up on June 7th saying that you've never been given the opportunity to redo stuff, or to get there, or leave that door cracked. Or you can't say, oh, it wouldn't let me get in. I already had two people try that, and it does not work that way. It doesn't work that way. In fact, I had to send a screenshot to a parent today showing them exactly what their child had not done. They swore they had been logged in, and I promise you, it gives you. It tells me the exact time you log in, tells me the exact time you get through, and it tells me what you missed. And I can even go back through, question by question, and see what you did. So, I'm just forewarning you. Here it is. And if it weren't against the law, I'd pull it out right here for everybody to see exactly who's not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and show you the big old zeros going down through there. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And yet you sit here and tell me, oh yeah, I'm doing it. No, you're not. These computers keep a record of it. You can't do that. Don't be stupid. And yes, I said stupid. I didn't say you were stupid. I said don't be stupid. But that's what's happening. So does anybody have any questions about their login, about where they're supposed to go, what they're supposed to do? The fact that I've offered to stay and help, the fact that we split the class up to give you a better chance, that I'll let you redo these things over and over and over. Anybody have any questions? And I'll tell the second block the same thing I'm telling you right now. So, nobody? We're good? You know when you're out, the videos are online, you know what videos, you can go back to these lessons anytime. Anytime if you don't understand what's going on, all you gotta do is click on lesson and it'll bring up whatever the lesson was. If you don't want to go watch the videos, well then come back through the lesson, whatever it is. Everything is there for you to be successful. Just like everything is there for you to be unsuccessful by your choice. But anyway, back to where we were here. So yesterday we did the create the equation. The majority of the equations we created yesterday though were in slope-intercept form. The y equals mx plus b. We were looking at what was that one word we looked for that we knew it was a rate? There were two words actually, each or her. Those are the two key words. I can't talk. A lot of these are going to be in standard form. You can put them in slope-intercept, but a lot of them are going to be in standard form. But Notice there's only two things right here for us to go through. So we're going to spend a lot of time going through more problems than we are these two examples. But anyway, it says right here, at Happy Tails Animal Boarding, a cat food and dog food is purchased weekly. Now, if you got a boarding place or a kennel, as you were, and they're buying cat and dog food. Last week, Karen purchased 6 bags of cat food and 9 bags of dog food for a total of $117. And this week, she purchased 4 bags of cat food and 7 bags of dog food for a total of $87. Everything that you need is right in there. They even tell you down here, it says, assuming the prices, cat food and dog food, have not changed over the past 2 weeks, find the system. That means there's 2 equations. System of equations, not inequalities. System of equations, which can be used to determine the cost of the bag of cat food C. So here's the cat food and here's the dog food. Now, when we were doing these, when we were first learning how to do these, the first step you had was define the variables. Remember, we picked whatever variables made sense to us, not necessarily X and Y. We used some kind of letter. I mean, it makes sense to use C for cat food and D for dog food. On your EOC, they're probably going to do that step for you, define the variables. So look for those things in the problem. Usually they do it at the very end. Sometimes not so much, but they're usually going to define them there at the very end. So, if C is cat food, what would 6 bags of cat food be? Big C. D is dog food, what would 9 bags of dog food be? 9D. So 6C plus 9D equals 117. And you know, when you're doing this online, all your tests are online. Y'all know that. You did them last semester. You had a highlighter. Remember, your tools were up here across the top, and you could highlight stuff. Please get in that habit of highlighting those things. So we've got our first equation, 6C plus 9D equals 117. So what about the next one? 4 bags of cat food. So that would be 4C plus 7 bags of dog food, 7D equals 87. So they've got those 2 equations right there. And there's the 6 bags, there's the 9 bags, the total, the 4 bags, and the 7 bags in the total. Now, this is going to be a perfect question they will ask you on the non-calculator axis. Because we need a calculator for any of this. Didn't need it. So this will be a good one that they could put on the non-calculator axis. A very easy one, honestly. If they tell you what to use, C and D, and then they spell it out for you. Everything's all in both sentences. Now, the inequalities, a little bit different. We don't need to go over all this. We should by now all know what greater than or greater than equal to symbol is. The greater than equal to, the less than, or the less than equal to symbols. We should know what those are by now. So here's their first problem. It says a vendor at a winter carnival sold cups of hot chocolate and coffee. A cup of hot chocolate costs $4.50. There'll be some good hot chocolate, and a cup of coffee costs $2.25. Don't know that I would say that for either one, but the vendor could sell no more than 400. No more than. Is that an equal sign or is that an inequality? Inequality. Well, yeah, it's an inequality because we just went over inequality. That's the first one. But no more than. What inequality is that? Less than or equal to? You sure? Yep, okay, so no more than. So they tell us, did they say what to use for X and Y? They didn't really. So we could use X, or we could use Y, or C, or Y, no. Anyway, you couldn't really use C, I guess. I guess you could use H for hot chocolate and C for coffee, whatever. But then it says they can sell no more than 400, and at the end of the day, the amount of sales in hot chocolate was less than or equal to 1,125. Well, they don't give you a whole lot of room to guess what that inequality is, do they? They tell you less than or equal to, Joey? Yeah, huh? While you're guessing or talking with something? Somebody was. Okay, so if you weren't talking, how did you answer the question? Yeah, your best bet to get this. I commend your effort at not getting her in trouble. However, it's not helping your case. So, no more than 400 cups of coffee. You just told me less than or equal to. So, right here, x plus y less than or equal to 400. If you have any questions where that equation comes from, they just use x for hot chocolate and they use y for coffee. The number of cups of hot chocolate, the number of cups of coffee has got to be less than or equal to 400. You good with that? Then the next part, we're talking about money. You need to start getting in the habit of looking for these monies, the money equation. All those things. They tell you how much a hot chocolate costs, how much a coffee costs, and then how much money you have at the end of the day, or want to have, or need to have, or whatever the case may be. So this time, we're using x for hot chocolate, so what's that going to be? $4.50. That's the variable. What's the variable? Thank you. X, there's it. And what's the variable for y? Or what's the amount? Oh, can't talk. What's the amount for y? 225. So we got 450x plus 225y, and that has to be less than or equal to this. So that's your second equation, 450x plus 225y is less than or equal to 125. So everything they did, they gave you right there in the equation. So they get this system of equations. Now they asked you to graph this one. You could graph this one. Remember when we did standard form and I said if you cover up the y, what do you have left? You've got x and 400, right? And so the x would cross at 400. If I cover up the x, what's y? What's left? Thank you. Y is 400. So I'll go back through that again. If I cover up the y, what's left for x? 400. If I cover up the y, what's left? Or cover up the x, what's left for y? 400. So if you were drawing that on a graph, it's going to cross the x-axis at 400, and it's going to cross the y-axis at 400. Is it going to be a solid or a dotted line? Why solid? Because that is equal to the solid line. Is it going to be staying above that line or below that line? Below it. Why below it? Because it's less than. Alright, now this second one, if I cover up this y, how do I find out where it crosses the x? What do I do? If I cover this up, if I cover this up and it's not there, how do I find out what x is? Do what? Divide what? Divide by 450. Divide 1,125 by 450. Okay, if I cover up the x, how do I find out what y is? Not exactly. You divide 1,125 by 225. You have the right numbers, you just did it backwards. So you can find out where both of these cross the x-axis, where they cross the y-axis. You could look at it and say, okay, I know they're both solid lines. I know they're both shaded below those lines because they're less than. A lot of things in there when you're looking at this graph down here. You see the blue line, it crosses at 400 and 400. And then they've got 500 and I guess that looks like 250, I guess. Yeah, 250. So they divided those numbers already. And they've got their solid lines. They don't have the shaded part, but that comes in down here because they're both shaded below. So in this little region, any of those points are going to satisfy those two equations. So on a question like this on your EOC, they're going to give you 4 separate graphs. They'll give you this problem. And they'll say, okay, which graph represents this problem? So you're going to have to come up with those equations. Then you're going to have to find out, all right, where does it cross the axis? Now, you could solve like they did for the slope-intercept. Remember when we were going from standard form to slope-intercept, and the first step was bring the AX over, so it's positive here, so it's going to be negative on this side. Same thing over here, this is positive, so when we bring it over, it's negative. and then we divide by 225, and that's where these come from. You can do it that way too, you calculate it. But it's easier just to look at it and look for the x and y intercepts that way. Alright, so we need to do, I know, so I'm going to do it again, some of these problems. Alright, so here. I got a hard time believing this, but Joey worked 12 more hours than Chandler last week. Together, they worked a total of 56 hours. Write a system of equations that can be used to determine the number of hours Joey worked X and the number of hours Chandler worked Y. Now, so you got two equations. So looking down through here at all these things. If you don't have any idea where to start, look at your answers and try to work backwards. I mean, look for key numbers. They worked a total of 56 hours. Well, if I'm using X and Y, does it not make sense? So that would be X plus Y equals what? 56. Well, that one's there. It's there, but it's not another one of these, is it? So, I mean, we've cut our chances of guessing from 25% to 50%. So we've doubled our chances of guessing correctly. So we're looking at these two now. So look at the equations they have there. This one says, here's our key statement here, the one I didn't believe. Whoops, why is it not letting me highlight? There we go. Joey worked 12 more hours than Chandler. So X is Joey, Chandler is Y. Who worked more? Joey did, right? So are we going to add 12 to Joey or to Chandler? To Chandler. So Chandler's the one that needs the help, right? So that would be, if we look at it that way, that would be X equals more than means plus, so 12 plus Y. Joey's X, Chandler's Y, so X equals 12 plus Y. So which one is it, A or B? B, we sure? Yeah. There we go. Alright, same thing. Department store, Martha and Naomi found skirts and shoes. So if I'm looking at this, skirts are X and the shoes are Y. So 5 skirts, 5X. 4 shoes, 4Y. So 5X plus 4Y equals what? 8247. So 5X plus 4Y equals 8247. I see it here, and I see it here. So I'm looking at B and D, right? Okay. All right, next one. Naomi bought 6 skirts, so 6X plus 5 shoes, 5Y, and those equal 9662. So that would be 6X plus 5Y equals 9662. So which one's our answer? D. Now, who can tell me, looking at these answers, why B or C wouldn't make sense? What am I looking at in there that wouldn't make sense to me? Okay, what, Lexi? I got 2 5s here together, and neither one of these say 2 5s. That's not what I was looking at, but that would definitely work. I was looking at something else. What are those 2 answers? Would lead me to believe that B or C is not the answer. What's going on in those 2 answers that's not in the other 2? I'm subtracting. I'm subtracting right here. Why would I be subtracting when I'm buying skirts and shoes? There's no subtracting going on there. So B and C wouldn't be it either. So y'all decided on D? Yes? This one. School wants to buy a new speaker system for the football stadium with the money they raised from the bake sale. They better be selling a lot of cookies. They compared speaker system prices from 2 different distributors. Schools R Us, which is T, costs $270 less than, this is T right here, T costs $270 less than 3 times the price of the speaker system D. So T equals, what does T equal? Alright, well first of all, what does less mean? Subtract. That word right there, than. What does that mean I'm doing? Do what? No. Nope. Switch the order. That means we're subtracting 270 and 3 times D, 3D, but the 270 doesn't come first. The 270 comes second, so that word right there, than, means switch the order. So it's 3D minus 270. All because of that one word right there, than. Than means switch the order. So T equals 3D minus 270. Is that in there anywhere? You see a T equals anywhere in there? No. So if we had T equals 3D minus 270, if you wrote that down and looked at it, would it translate into any one of those? T equals 3D minus 270. Because all those have the T's and the D's on one side. So if I brought that 3D over to the other side, it's positive on this side, right? So when I bring it over, what's it going to be? Negative. So it would be T minus 3D. T minus 3D equals negative 270. Is that up there? I see it on the A. Is it anywhere else? C, A, and C. So we're looking at both of those. So let's look at that second. The difference, what does difference mean? Subtract. The difference in price between Schools R Us and Warehouse, so that means this one's first. So T minus D is 256. So we were looking at A and C, weren't we? So which one is it? The difference in price. Well, right here is difference, but that's not subtracting. You sure? Positive? Some of you are working really hard. I appreciate it. School's selling a lot of stuff. School's having a bake sale, and the Pep Squad selling cookies. On one ticket, they sold 4 chocolate chip cookies and 5 oatmeal cookies for $26. On another ticket, they sold 4 chocolate chip cookies and 2 oatmeal cookies for $20. So they're saying X is the chocolate chip, Y is the oatmeal. X is chocolate chip, Y is oatmeal. So what would 4 chocolate chip be? 4X. 5 oatmeal is 5Y. So 4X plus 5Y equals 26. Where do you see that? You see it anywhere else? I don't either. Let's check and make sure that bottom one. 4 chocolate chip is going to be 4X. 2 oatmeal is going to be 2Y, and it equals 20. So 4X plus 2Y equals 20? Looks like that one. Yay! Alright, here's another one. See if you can figure it out. Remember, we're trying to get these in a minute or less. Read through that. See what you think. Grocer bought 4 crates of lettuce and 2 crates of cabbage. Later, he bought 3 crates of lettuce and 3 crates of cabbage. His first bill was $33.39. Second one was $37.39. X is lettuce and Y is cabbage. While you're looking at this, can somebody tell me, I'll go ahead and tell you A is not the answer. But why would A not be a sensible or reasonable pick? Because you're buying stuff and you're subtracting right there. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Luke, you know it? C? So 4 lettuce, 4X, 2 cabbage, 2Y, so 4X plus 2Y, and it says his first bill was $33.39. 4X plus 2Y equals $33.39. Alright, I'll agree with that. Later, got 3 crates of lettuce, so that's going to be 3x. 3 crates of cabbage, 3y. And second meal is $37.99. So we're going to go with C. Yep. Security company A charges $3,647 for equipment and installation. And then $6.24 per day. What is that a hint to? If that's a what? That's a rate. Per, you said at the very beginning of the video, that's per, that means a rate. So what do you think that would be? Remember, we're not dealing with standard form when we're dealing with rates here. We're talking about y is the starting point. Thank you. That's the starting point. So on that y equals mx plus b, you're looking at something that says 6.24 times x plus that starting point. You see anything that has that? Y equals 624x. So by that per, y equals 624, and then that's your starting point. Well, if you're going to sleep, you need to go somewhere else and do it. And Mr. Brantley will go to the office and call home. So you're too tired to stay awake. So do we see a 624x plus 3,647 anywhere? Which one? Where? B? D? I heard A too. I don't see A because I don't see Y equals anything on A. It's not A. Looks like B and D. Alright, so the second one charges only $9.57, but $15.12 a day. So you got your rate here, $15.12 per day. And then they've got that as their starting cost. So which one's it going to be? B? B? It's B. It's not D. Look at that. That's $9.57. You're telling me they charge $957 an hour? Look at them. Look at them. Alright, here's another one. Month May, Sheriff's Department issued 91 traffic tickets for speeding or failure to obey traffic signals. So speeding is X and obeying traffic signals is Y. So speeding ticket $75. That's failure to obey traffic signals is $65. And they collected $6,235 in fines for these 2 offenses. A lot of people not obeying the law. We've got 2 equations here. How many tickets did they issue total? 91. So X plus Y equals 91. X plus Y equals 91. Is that anywhere? B? B? X plus Y equals 91? Alright. Now your money, remember, money goes with money. So how much is a speeding ticket? 75. So 75x. 75x. How much is a traffic failure to obey traffic signals? That means you're running a red light or not stopping at a stop sign, something like that. $65 Y. So y'all said D to begin with, so is it 75x plus 65Y equals your total? Yep. Easy stuff. Justin, I'm thinking of 2 numbers. That's 2 numbers, Justin. Sum. What does sum mean? Add. Sum of those numbers is negative 14. Does that work? The sum is negative 14? Yeah. Does that work? That work? Nope. That work? Yes, we're looking at A and B. Alright. The second number, so the second number is Y. The second number So y, what does is mean? Equals, so y equals 3 more than, more means plus, more than 19 times the first number. So y equals 3 plus 19x. See that one anywhere? B? D. There's D. Yes, there's D. Huh. Hannah and Heather, sisters. Hannah's X, Heather's Y. Go to this one first. Some of their ages is 27. Did I mark anything out? Some of their age is 27? That's not it. Some of their age is 27? That's not it. Some of their age is 27? Yes. Some of their age is 27? Yes. So we're looking at A and B. Alright, now the second part says Hannah's age, so Hannah's age is X, is X equals 3 less than twice Heather. Remember, that than is with the order, so it's not 3 minus, it's twice Heather, Heather's Y, so 2y minus 3. Okay? Yep. Oh Lord, school's selling something else. School's having a bake sale and a math club, bring cupcakes. They have 100 total chocolate and strawberries. Chocolate C, strawberries S. 100 total. Which two should we be looking at? It's chocolate cupcakes plus strawberry cupcakes equals 100. Chocolate plus strawberry equals 100. B and C, most definitely B and C. Alright, so now it says the number of chocolate, so C, the number of chocolate is, equals, C equals 8 more than 3 times the number of strawberries. So 3S plus 8, so we're going with C? C, yay. Alright, now, this time you should go to that one right there. Doesn't say solving systems, it says create systems of equations and inequalities. Please, go to the correct one. No, you cannot. Create systems of equations. You get your assignment done, then you most definitely will. Oh, sorry, you still have your break. No bathroom break.